Hello, I'm Dave Parsh.
I'm Terry Speer.
And welcome to Riverdog Rewind. With that said, Terry, what about this week's musical guest, the Lonesome String Band?
Yes, they are a fabulous trio from Canada. They're amazing players, amazing pickers, and terrific guys. We had a great visit with them when they stopped by. You'll be amazed at what they can do. And they will actually be coming back in, I think, September of this year. So take a look at the Lonesome String Band.
This is filmed in the barn in October 2023. Hope you enjoy the show.
What? Oh, yes. We have two very sneaky puppy dogs over here, especially Mose. I don't know where he is, but yeah, they'll be taking a break, and we hope you go out and look at their merchandise. Man, they got a cool t-shirt. Look at that. You got to take one of these home with you. If I didn't have so many ball caps, I'd take a cap too, but at least get yourself a t-shirt and a CD and stuff, and help support the band on the road. They really will appreciate it. You get to talk to them a little bit out there. It's the beauty of Riverdog. There's no magic curtain here where the curtain opens and the band comes out, they play, and then the curtain closes and you don't see them. Everybody's part of the same community here, and these guys understand that, and they're great guys just to go and talk with. So hang out. Did you have a question?
No,
this isn't a
you
class.
forgot to talk about the food.
Oh, yes. I started to talk about our puppy dogs. And I don't know how I got off track, but anyway, they're going to be taking a break at halftime. And you'll all be going out there and talking to them and buying shit. And then Mose, who will be sitting on that chair over there in the corner, he's going to say, aha, they're gone. He's going to start wandering from table to table. And if you got a sandwich or a piece of cheese or something on your table, he's got it. So we've seen him do this time after time. So be sure and zip up your little bag, put your food in it, and so we don't want any nasty events to take place. Are we all set then? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Lonesome String Band.
you very much. That's John Showman on the film. If you old-time heads don't recognize that tune, because that's one of his, it's called Lonesome Ace Number 1. You promised that you'd stay with me and shelter me forever. That was a hard promise to keep. I can't blame you for the bad weather. After all that has been said and done, I won't ask you where you're going. Don't keep in touch, I don't miss you much, except sometimes early in the morning. Now use your silver tongue once more. There's one thing that I'd like to know. Did you ever believe the lies that you told? Did you own the fool's gold that you gave me? I forgive your wanting to be free. I realize you long to wander, and I sympathize with your roving eye. I just can't forgive your bad manners. Now use your silver tongue once more. There's one thing that I'd like to know. Did you ever believe the lies that you told? Did you own the fool's gold that you gave me? Now use your silver tongue once more. There's one thing that I'd like to know. Did you ever believe the lies that you told? Did you own the fool's gold that you gave me? Did you ever believe the lies that you told? Did you own the fool's gold that you gave?
That's much more than that. Stripping for you. You know, I wore a wool shirt too. I was thinking outdoor gig, except I didn't wear anything underneath it, so it's good.
Always been a little bit classier than that.
Saw you a t-shirt back there.
Yeah, I could buy a t-shirt, that is true. Alright, well, you know, I'm so glad to be at the Riverdog. We have had a wonderful few days. I've had my sights on this gig for a few years, since even before the pandemic, but then of course we had to take a few years off. And that was tough for everybody, but man, it was sort of like, I'm not saying it was especially tough for us musicians, but for those of us who, you know, for me, it was like the first time I'd been home for 3 weeks in a row in about 15 years or something like that. And, you know, you're sitting on the couch there wondering what the hell, you know, I couldn't figure out what to do with myself, you know, for the first bit. And I wasn't alone. I was talking about my friends who were in the same situation. It was tricky, but I eventually did sort of find some ways to fill the hours. I baked a fair amount of bread. I know I'm not alone in that. Some sourdough bread and no-knead bread and all that type of stuff. So I was doing that and got in the habit of waking up early and writing songs. So that was good. I got a lot of songs out of that, a lot of emotions flowing around and whatnot. And then the third thing I did was I spent a lot of time sitting on the couch having existential crises and wondering what I'd been doing with my life for the previous 30 years that took to bring me to that moment. Anyways, between those three things, the pandemic flew by for me. It was over before I knew it. And I had this song. I was trying to get all three things into it. I was not able to fit the bread in. But you'll have to see if you can fit it in there. It's got everything else in there. It's got the other two. This is called Simply Going Sideways. Fire on the mountain. Seems like only yesterday we were drinking from a fountain. Man, were we high? Never miss your water till it all goes dry. Simply going sideways. 45 days and nights out on that big northern highway. Town to town, spent your whole life singing Spirit Baby sound. Jack of the train, king of the road. Try to do it your way. In the end, it's all just rock and roll. Searching for something they won't ever forget. Inside and outside, stay here and find it. Detroit. Man at the booth says you can't ride, but you have to pay the toll, boy. This road ain't free. Said I'll be damned. This freedom's all that's ever given me. Jack of the train, king of the road. Try to do it your way. In the end, it's all just rock and roll. Searching for something they won't ever forget. Inside and outside, stay in and find it. Someday I might tell you, you won't find it from searching, but only those who search never find truth. Well, I'll let you know. But right now, a new day's dawning. It's getting time to go. Jack of the train. comments on the monitors just up a hair, please? Thank you. All right, folks, this is a song that Chris and I wrote together, and the best way to describe this song is it's sort of a reflection on what happens when your midlife crisis years coincide with discovering that, at least in Canada, you can now order psilocybin mushrooms in the mail.
Which is better than ditching your wife and buying a Corvette, right?
Flying high, flying low, hard to tell just where you'll go, but you'll be there. When the wind blows strong, all you do is blow along, but you'll be there. You can't use up all your reason looking for a kinder season. All the people that you know, they're all gonna come and go. When push comes to shove, it's just an exercise in love. You can use up all your reason looking for a kinder season, but the spring can't come till the winter's winds are out. Live it up, pay it back, just enough to keep on track. But you'll be there. In the end, you might claim that it's all just been a game. But you'll be there. You can use up all your reason looking for a kinder season, but the spring can't come till the winter's winds are done. Summer's just waiting for the leaves to start falling off the tree. You won't remember when it all begins again, but you'll be there. You won't remember when it all begins again, but you'll be there. You won't remember when it all begins again, but you'll be there.
Black lungs done got him, his time is nigh. And it's black lung, you're just biding your time. Soon all of this suffering I'll leave behind. And I can't help but wonder what God had in mind to send such a devil to claim this soul of mine. He went to the doctor, he went to the boss man, and the boss man closed the door. Seems you're not wanted when you're sick and you're poor. You're not even covered in their medical plans. Your life depends on the favors of man. Black lung, you're just biding your time. Soon all of this suffering
Since such a devil claim this soul of mine. Where pride is a stranger and doomed is a man. It's so full of colas till his body's decayed, and everyone with black lungs will turn him away. Black lung, you're just biding your time. Soon all of this suffering I'll leave behind, and I can't help but wonder what God had in mind. Since such a devil claims so. Down at the graveyard, the boss man he came with his little bunch of flowers. Dear God, what a shame. Won't you take back those flowers? Don't you sing no sad songs. The die has been cast and a good man is gone. Black lung, you're just biding your time. Soon all of this suffering I'll leave behind. I can't help but wonder what God had in mind. Since such a devil to claim this soul of mine. And it's black lung, you're just biding your time. Soon all of this suffering I'll leave behind. And I can't help but wonder what God had in mind when he sent such a devil to claim this soul of mine.
Thank you. As John said, that's a Hazel Jenkins song, and she's one of the great early pioneers of women in bluegrass. And this next one we're going to do is from a more modern pioneer in bluegrass. Her name is Brennan Lee. My guess is you guys have had her in here at some point.
We've been trying.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I'm a big fan of her songwriting and singing, and this one's from a great album that she did with her partner at the time, Noel McKay, and it's called "The Only Other Person in the Room." You're the only other person in the room, as far as I can see. Giving the evidence I only can assume. We're alone as you and me. Had a few that tried to get my attention and got nothing in return. You're the only other person in the room, as far as I'm concerned. Couples curl on a salty hardwood floor, sail around, they whine, they weep. 2 by 2 now they're headed for the door. Babe, I thought they'd never leave. And I've been wanting to talk to you all night, but we had a job to do. And now they're turning out the neon lights, and I get to dance with the only other person in the room.
Max Malone on the drum bass. All right, well, we've got a brand new album out. We just came out on October 13th. The album is called Trying to Make It Fly.
I think it's just called Try.
Try to Make It Fly. What would I know?
Way to enunciate that very clearly.
Thank you, John. I want to make sure these Americans understand everything I say. It's all about pronunciation. Anyways, we'll be playing lots of, pretty much almost every song on the album tonight, I believe. This is one of them. It's all original songs. This is one I wrote a couple years ago. It's called The Echo, and it's about the information feedback loop that is fucking everything up left, right, and center these days. Especially right, but everywhere. I don't know that you have that down here in the States, but we have it in Canada. Anyhow, it goes like this. All I can hear is the echo. It's coming around again. Know just where it's going. Know just where it's been. It's got me deep in Kenya, where the sun never shines. So there's no soil for growing. There's no way to mark the time. The echo sounded so sweet in my ear. Now it's all that I can hear, that I can hear. The echo sounded so sweet in my ear. Now it's all that I can hear. This used to be a peaceful valley with clear water running through. You could take just what you needed. Each day brought us something new. Now the banks are overflowing and the water's running brown. It's too deep to get across it. There's no way to get around. The echo sounded so sweet in my ear. Now it's all that I can hear, that I can hear. The echo sounded so sweet in my ear. Now it's all that I can hear. Voice of the chosen choir, singing the perfect song. Though the song is bold and righteous, I've begun to fear. Though we might be singing proudly, we're the only ones can hear. The echo sound, the echo sound, the echo sound is so sweet in my ears. I can hear the echo sound, the echo sound, the echo sound is so sweet in my ears. I can hear the echo sound is so sweet in my ear. Now it's all that I can hear, that I can hear. The echo sound is so sweet in my ear. Now it's all that I can hear.
wife and I decided, well, we decided a little before that, but we packed up all of our stuff in an 8x16 foot trailer. We were probably most likely definitely overloaded and hauled it all across the country from Toronto all the way up to central BC. We stayed in our friend's guest cabin. It was almost exactly the size of this stage here. And started on the project of building ourselves a house from the ground up. And we thought, it'd be a great idea to get a couple of kittens and a puppy while we're there, and to really start the clock going on the house build. We also thought it'd be a great idea to have a baby. We managed to move in just a couple weeks before our son was born, and it was nice to be in there when he was born. And we've been loving living out west. It's been a wonderful experience, but there's this thing that you sort of know intellectually, but when you're in the middle of it, it's a whole other ball game. And it's this 5th season they have out west called fire season, or I should say we have out west. And the summer of 2021 was no exception. And there was a fire not too far from us. We were spared because the winds just went the other direction. But so many others in the province were not spared. And this song came to be during that time. It was called Praying for Rain. The ground's bone dry and there's smoke in the sky from the McKinley Lake wildfire. Late last night there were lightning strikes that lit up the eastern sky. Rolling thunder all down the valley is keeping us awake at night. We're nail biting cause there's thunder and lightning, but not a drop of rain in sight. And it's been hotter than the old folks remember. It's got us all praying for rain. Praying and complaining while the wildfire's gaining. Oh no, here we go again, here we go again. Gotten thicker and the fire's moving quicker. It's jumping across the canyon wall. Livestock's falling and the ashes are falling on the forest floor. Mountains are fading cause the smoke's pervading. There's a stinging in our eyes and chests. Day after day it's a thick blue-gray. It's got us all fighting for a breath. It's been hotter than the old folks remember, and it's got us all praying for rain. Praying and complaining while the wildfire's gaining. Oh no, here we go again, here we go again. The sun overhead is blazing blood red. Temperatures continue to climb. The hot wind's blowing and the embers are glowing and the firefight's running out of time. There's a town's burned down all the way to the ground, about 100 miles to the south. When the fire started storming, wasn't much warning. Everybody trying to get out. It's been hotter than the old folks remember, and it's got us all praying for rain. Praying and complaining while the wildfire's gaining. Oh no, here we go again, here we go again. It's been hotter than the old folks remember. It's got us all praying for rain. Praying and complaining while the wildfire's gaining. Oh no, here we go again, here we go again. Here we go again.
thanks a lot. We're gonna play one more tune and take a quick break. We'll be over there drinking beer by the merch type of thing we do. Don't worry, I'm not one of these like the classic stereotypical Canadian who's just always trying to sell you stuff. Just come over there and talk to us. We're fascinating men to speak to in person on a number of subjects, not just merchandise or music, all sorts of stuff. But we'll be back for a second set. We hope you can stick around. Do you feel like singing? Max is going to get you doing that one right now.
Okay, this is going to be easy for you. It's in English, but there's only one word, and it's do. Can you say that? Do. All right. You're going to sing, instead of like repeating right after me, you're just going to sing with me as soon as you get a sense of what I'm doing. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. You're hired. The only thing is, there's a caveat, which is, don't do it until we start doing it. And then don't stop till the end of the song. All right.
Sweeter sound.
welcome back. Wasn't that a fun show, Terry?
Yes, Lonesome Ace is fabulous.
They're coming back again this summer, as you mentioned. When was that?
I forgot. It's sometime in late September. Go to our website, just Google Music at Riverdog, and go to the events page, and you'll see the date of everything coming up.
All righty. So back to the show.
We're just about ready to start the second half. Are you having a good time? I have to say that might have been. Sorry. Are you playing or is that music? Okay. That might have been my favorite set of the year. That was just exceeded my expectations. These guys are just top of the line. Almost more than the heart can stand. Anyway, let's start the second half, ladies and gentlemen. The Lonesome Ace Stringband.
sings of these and those times as well as the times ago.
Well, thank you very much for sticking around for the second set. I would have been mighty lonely without you. It was a pleasure speaking to everyone during the set break. You're fine people.
Well, we didn't speak to everyone.
I know, but everyone I spoke to was great. Here's a song. I was sitting at my kitchen table up in Toronto about 6 or 7 years ago, and early in the morning I had my cup of coffee. In one hand I had my banjo, the proverbial banjo, on my knee. I had a little melody going through my head, but I was in the midst of the problem so many songwriters have had, where I had the music but I had no words coming to me. So I thought I'd be very clever. I said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to write a song about not being able to write a song, which I thought was pretty clever, but it got me started, but it only got me through one verse. But then it's all right, because it sort of just, the direction changed, and it just morphed into like basically just a song about failure in general. But not the bad, the beautiful part of failure. You know, the part of the thing about failure that makes it like it's how everything gets done, basically. And anyways, I ended up with 4 verses and a song, and it's called "At My Kitchen Table." Kitchen table is there I make my stand, with an empty piece of paper and a banjo in my hand. Melodies before me, I don't know what the song's about, but you've got to let it in before you'll ever get it out. But the fiddler plays it pretty as they walks across the floor. They're both feeling something like they've never felt before. He watched her from a distance, but then he finally took a chance. You know you gotta trip and stumble, or you'll never get to dance. Trouble don't kill me, I'll live until I die. Devil sees you stumble, but heaven knows you try. You can study and rehearse it all, from morning till night. But if you never get it wrong, you won't ever get it right. Wakes up sick and shameful upon the bathroom floor. He pours out all his liquor like so many times before. He makes himself a promise, and this is finally it. You just never can stop quitting if you ever want to quit. Trouble don't kill me, don't live until I die. Devil sees you stumble, but heaven knows you try. You can study and rehearse it all, morning till night. But if you never get it wrong, you won't ever get it right.
Your crazy hippie aunt. She saw a lot of life, but she never saved a cent. She had a dozen boyfriends and she loved everyone. Those that let their hearts run free might be the lucky ones. Don't kill me, don't live until I die. Devil sees you stumble, but heaven knows you try. Study and rehearse it all, morning till night. If you never get it wrong, you won't never get it right.
Hey Chris, that's a pretty good song, man.
Thank you, John. I wrote it about you.
Crazy hippie.
I'm not your crazy hippie ass.
That only leaves the verse about the drunk and the verse about the fiddler. I guess it's obvious.
Seventh beer, so
I meant it was obvious it was the fiddler.
how long do we have to spend in the van together tomorrow? 6 hours. Nice.
More like so.
Well, that's average times. All right, here's
Spin the yarn, John.
here's some drum tunes, fiddle tunes for you guys. First one is a tune by Melvin Wine, West Virginia fiddle player. It's called "A Cold Frosty Morn," which it most assuredly will not be tomorrow. Remember, it's going all the way down to 67 tonight. The second tune is a nicely named tune from Oklahoma called "Great Big Taters." Hope you guys like this.
news for you folks. Not only was that a great fiddle tune, but in the middle of that tune, in the middle of the second of the two tunes, I got my 10,000 steps. I could. Apparently, you don't have to be bobbing around playing the banjo. It's also good enough.
Well, you know, I'd say at least half the stuff we played for you tonight has been new songs new songs on record for us. We did just release a record that a lot of you folks are going to walk home with tonight, and thank you for that. Yeah, I hope you like it. And, you know, Chris and Max wrote a lot of really great tunes on this record, and, you know, we were working on it up at my mother-in-law's cottage. She has a place up just a few hours north of Toronto, and we were up there writing music for the thing, and you know, we were getting hungry, so I actually have this barbecue that I managed to turn into a smoker, and so I was smoking some, you know, a couple of pieces of pork shoulder just so we had enough, you know, fuel to get through the recording process. You need lots of beer, lots of coffee, and apparently lots of pork shoulder, so that fueled the record. And anyway, we were wondering what, you know, I heard that song Max wrote and the song that Chris wrote, and I was like, oh man, I got to do something good here. I kind of held up my end of the bargain, started to feel a little nervous. So I came up with this groove that, you know, it was kind of simple, but it had like, you know, it had a hook, and I kind of had a melody in mind, and you know, I was kind of working on that for a little bit, and I thought, oh, this is going to be something, I can dig it, and then I came to the part where I realized that I needed words, and I just hit a wall. It was like, I got nothing. So I started to panic, but then I realized that what actual real songwriters do, that's what Chris and Max told me, what real songwriters do is they look deep inside themselves to find answers and to find something they can share with people, you know? So I started, you know, metaphorically speaking, started digging around in there, and I started like peering down into my own soul, I suppose. And you know, I was looking down, and I was like, oh, there's like a dark crevice in there. What could be in there? And I was like spelunking in my own soul, and I was like, oh, there's a big piece of pork shoulder down there, staring me right in the eyes. I was like, yes, I'm gonna write a song about barbecue, and I did. And I'm not ashamed of it at all. I wrote a song about barbecue. I'm gonna sing it for you guys right now. The thing about this song is it's a recipe, and you know, if you follow the words of this song, you're going to produce something that comes out looking like a blackened piece of meteorite. But once you pull it apart or cut it open, it's really good. It's like, you know, pink inside, thankfully, and it's really great. I hope you guys like the song. It goes a little something like this.
Well, got me an 8-pound pork shoulder today. Oh, cheap cutlery, the smoke blast is what they say. Hit it with a rub, overnight it in the fridge. You could leave it on the counter too. I can't wait to get low, slow smoking in my barbecue. Temperature of 2. smoking, and I love to get cooking with you.
Can't wait to get smoking and I love to get cooking.
Yeah, pulling apart is messy and it tastes so fine. If you like, you can simply cut it up against the grain. Carolina mop is easy like a Sunday morning, but any old sauce will do. I can't wait to get low, slow smoking in my bar.
Can't wait to get low, slow smoking.
I can't wait to get smoking and I love to get cooking.
Can't wait to get smoking and I love to get cooking.
I can't wait to get cooking. I'm a cold shoulder smoking.
So anyone get into an argument with a family member over the pandemic? Yeah, nice. We're talking for a week or so, something like that. You know, yeah. I hear you. I feel you. Maybe you're sitting right next to them right now. Yeah. That did happen to me, or I happened to that several years ago. It was pre-pandemic, but figured try to find something relatable. It was me and my dad got into something, and we weren't talking for about a week or so. And but when I came home from the initial argument, I was like, I actually just wrote down some lyrics with a fist. I've never written on a pad of paper like that before, but I did. And then I put that away. And then when we were looking for material for this album, I sort of was going through my notebooks and voice memos and finding stuff to sort of flesh out as songs. And this one kind of came to me, and it's really, the thing I realized as I went back and looked at those words was that the problem was that we were too similar. And that can happen to a lot of people. But really, when you zoom out on, this song is like, it's really more about just, having a good look at yourself and maybe going for a walk and cooling down a little bit, just sort of take a breath. And let's go, Country Monk. Oh,
Not now.
oh, yeah, not right now. Yeah. Let's get into our argument first. I sat in judgment with stones in my hand, and my anger simmering like fat back in the pan. But there's always a chance. Back up off your stance, put an end to my one-man trial. Take a breath and walk country mile. I've often pondered the ways we are alike. We've Say nothing at all. I'd find advice I'd take for one and for all. Let's take a reprieve from our six lonely. Stop adding more fuel to the fire. There's always a chance back above your stance. Put an end to this lonely trial. Take a breath and walk 13 miles.
Any John Hartford fans in the audience?
Pick up some of these empty seats just as soon as I know where they lay. I'm gonna try and keep an eye on Lonesome day. Every day working on the yellow road, every day I'll be paid. She's a good old gal, okay, yeah, but she's not gonna stop on someday. Every day work on the yellow road, every day I'll be paid. Someday. Last night I had pork for supper. Today you'll have chicken on steak. I'm trying to go to the vice to on Sunday. Every day working on the yellow road, never get a half day off the pay. I'm picking up podcasts, I'm alone on Sunday. Yeah, put a man off his beard, stand on down yesterday. Have to get off down and off and on the love out Sunday. Every day working on the yellow road, never get a half day off the pay. I'm picking up podcasts, I'm alone on Sunday.
Every day with no every day I could pay. No look up no every day I could pay. No look up
Thanks, folks. Here's a couple more fiddle tunes for you guys. The first one is a tune that I learned from a New York fiddle player called John Beckoff. It's called Farewell, Highlander's Farewell. And the other tune is a tune that Bill Monroe wrote but never actually recorded. He wrote so many songs and never got around to recording them all. This one's called Monroe's Farewell to Long Hollow. And we're going to kind of tie the two tunes together. Hope you guys do. Well, I'm sure a lot of you have found music to be one of the most meaningful things in your lives, or you probably wouldn't have trekked all the way out here on a Thursday night to experience more of it. I think that's one of the reasons, I'm sure I speak for Max and Chris, that's kind of why we play music, is that it speaks to us so much, and just hearing music, you have experiences around music that are sort of that you can't separate from who you are as a person at a certain point, whether it's a show you've seen or an album you heard, and maybe it was, when you were first a teenager, or when you first met the girl you loved, or whatever it might be. I mean, there's always moments around music, and those moments keep happening to me, speaking for myself, and it's one of the things that's just kept me going and wanting to play music all these years. And one particular moment happened pretty recently. I used to play a lot of, I don't now, but a few years ago I was playing a lot of gigs out in Key West, right around the time of St. Patrick's Day. So every year I'd go down there and I'd play a bunch of gigs at all these big outdoor clubs, and it was pretty wild. There was one particular night where I think I was done around midnight, and I hitched down to the Green Parrot, which was far enough down the strip that basically the tourists and the college kids had zero chance of making it that far. There's just way too many bars and distractions between where they were and that bar. So I'd go to that bar and just to take a breather. One night I was there, and I was having my first beer about 12:30 at night, and this band started playing, and it was a seven-piece New Orleans funk band, I guess, but they played all kinds of stuff, and within 2 or 3 songs, I suddenly realized this is the greatest band I'd ever seen in my life. And suddenly 3 o'clock came and went, and I was 5 beers into my night, and this band is just killing it. They were so damn good. And I had a really important realization. I realized that if I actually just stayed in that bar in Key West for the next 40 years and kept drinking, as long as that band never stopped playing, I would just die the happiest man in the world. The thing is, though, is that my second realization was I looked around the room and I realized that, well, there were actually a lot of people who seemed to be doing exactly that. And a lot of them didn't look so good. And so the next morning I hightailed it out of there and drove 30 hours north to Toronto, and I survived. So that's why I'm here now. And, I wrote a song about that band, though. It was just such a moment for me and kind of appreciating music. And so I wrote this song kind of about that band and about that moment. It's called The Midnight Band. Hope you guys like it. All right.
Gonna chop up some wood, break a few ways, make a fresh start on a brand new day. Gonna write a new song, fight off the blue, open up the blinds, shut off the news. And it's a cloudy old day, I'm feeling fine, I can make hay when the sun won't shine. So I made a few calls, said I've been hatching a plan. Let me tell you all about the Midnight Band. Well, the Midnight Band, don't need nothing but a place to stay on the mic turned up, drinking my hand, making music all night with the Midnight Band. Well, the lights grow dim, don't stray too far. There's a couple more seats at the end of the bar. The PA's buzzing, and with a 1, 2, 3, honky tonk in the key of E. Well, they dance like a fever and the band plays on midnight at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, dawn. Well, the bell's been ringing, but they stay till the end, and then they give it all up for the Midnight Band. Well, the Midnight Band, don't need nothing but a place to stay on the mic turned up, I'm drinking my hand, making music all night with the Midnight Band. be wrong, I guess I could be wrong, but I ain't never stopped singing this old time song. And if we learn all the words and get the tune just right, we'll be tearing the roof off Saturday night. And I can see it in your eyes, my Georgia girl, you got a heavy heart for a troubled world. Don't you worry, come and take my hand. Let me introduce you to the Midnight Band. Well, the Midnight Band don't need nothing but a place to stand and the mic turned up. We're drinking my hand, making music all night with the Midnight Band. Uptown, down, across the land. Sky falls in, I won't give a damn. You can get my number with the Midnight Band.
Hey folks, thanks so much for listening tonight. Yeah, I gotta say, I was sort of making some. Hey, it's Daisy. She was afraid of us the last couple of days, but now she wants to be with us. It's good. Dogs.
She's actually just looking to see where the food is, and she's going to tell the
Mouse. You know, trying to figure out what to do with myself during the pandemic. But all kidding aside, that time really showed us what stuff like this means to our life, and how much music and community enriches our life. And stuff like this doesn't just happen. It's so much work, and it's such a labor of love. And I'd like to thank Terry and Deborah for all the work they're doing. Please keep supporting. I know I'm sort of preaching to the choir, but it's so important to support stuff like this. So tell your friends, and tell them to tell their friends. Yeah, on behalf of the whole band, that's John Schoen, Max Malone, I'm Chris Cool. We're going to leave you with one last waltz, a beautiful one that was written by Max. Do you want to tell them about it? No. You just want to sing it? This is called Come With Me Tonight. Thank you guys so much.
We rambled this country and sang these old tunes in churches and theaters and halls and saloons. When we made the West Coast, well, that's when I knew I didn't want to leave without seeing more of you. Well, I saved you, seeking me side by side. That's where we
know we'll do anything you ask us to. Well, here's a tune that we, it's not on the new album, but we're going to come out as a single in December probably. What's that? The name is Thinking About Loving Everyone. I woke up this morning to the song of a turtle dove. She was sitting in her nest just singing me a lesson, got me sitting there thinking about love. Got me thinking about the mothers and the fathers, got me thinking about the daughters and the sons. Got me thinking about the friends and the neighbors, got me simply thinking about love and everyone. Higher, higher, I feel about as high as the sun. Way I got here, simply think about love and everyone. I won't be here forever, but it should have been a pretty good run. If I fall back down alone and get back up, I simply think about love and everyone. Paradise, Nirvana, heaven and kingdom come. The only way to be there is simply think about love and everyone. You might have $10 million, but be poor when the day is done. That's because the secret to making your money work is simply think about love and everyone. Higher, higher, I feel about as high as the sun. Way I got here was simply think about love and everyone. I won't be here forever, but it sure have been a pretty good run. If I fall back down, I'm gonna get back up. I simply think about love and everyone. There, call me a Pollyanna, but I count myself as one of those who feel that all there is simply think about love and everyone. So mind your please and thank yous, and don't forget to call your mom, 'cause that's the only place to start if you're thinking about love and everyone. Higher, higher, I feel about as high as the sun. Way I got here was simply think about love and everyone. I won't be here forever, but sure have been a pretty good run. If I fall back down, I'm gonna get back up. I simply think about love and everyone. Higher, higher, I feel about as high as the sun. Way I got here was simply thinking about love and everyone. I won't be here for
Welcome back. Fun show, isn't it, Terry?
Yep, I love those guys. They're something special. And two of them will be back as Shauman and Cool in September 28th. That's a Thursday. Catch them if you can. They're amazing and really great guys.
And thanks for watching our Riverdog Rewind. So I'll say, welcome back. Fun show we're having, isn't it, Terry?
You betcha.
So tell us when
You betcha.
the cat did.
That might be a really funny shot. The cat jumped up.
Oh, that's gonna be
Yeah, edit that one.
Which one?